So, as you may have heard, Brisbane is going to host the Olympic Games 11 years from now in 2032. The reaction, awesome.
Brisbane is officially the host of the 35th Olympiad 2032.
How good is that? After so much lockdown, so much despair, so much disappointment, a huge thing for Brisbane and for the country. To the people who made it happen and will pay for it, it'll be 50-50 between the federal government and the Queensland government, so the Prime Minister first.
How good is Brisbane? How good is Queensland? And how good is Australia? Congratulations. The 2032 Games and the Paralympics are coming to Brisbane in 2032. It's been a great partnership to get us to this point. A lot of work to do to go now into the future. But Australia, once again, Brisbane right up front will be the showcase. What an amazing nation we are. All together, all in, all forward to 2032. How good? Up Brisbane.
Now, let's just take this moment where it's not about politics, and you know how I feel about the Queensland government, but how amazing this particular moment is. The fact that a lot of people watching us will see 3 Olympic Games in their own lifetime, and even those who joined for the 2000 Games will see 2 Olympics in their lifetime. Think about that in comparison to places like the United States. The United States has seen Los Angeles, Atlanta, and Los Angeles again in the space from 1984 to 2028. Australia, of course, in 1956 saw Melbourne, 2000 in Sydney, and 2032 in Brisbane. That's amazing for a country our size. It's amazing, for one, when the events will be held at the wrong time zones, for the Northern Hemisphere that pay the bulk of the money for the TV deals, but it is an incredible achievement. Now, you know I love ripping into Queen Palaszczuk, but she deserves that title tonight because they didn't give up, they made it happen.
To everyone listening back home, I'm so excited. I have so much pride in my state for our people. Never in my lifetime did I think this was going to happen. We've done it Queensland, we've done it Brisbane. This is fantastic, it's amazing. Tonight is your night. Enjoy.
The country will pay for the other half of it, but don't worry, I get it. It's not a night for that. But there is one bloke who deserves some fair dinkum genuine credit here. Remember a few years ago, they were trying to get rid of John Coates as the bloke running the Australian Olympic Committee. Got pretty political, got pretty close. This bloke was absolutely key in getting the Olympics to Sydney in 2000, and he has been able to play the system perfectly, where it was never in doubt they were going to get the Games, and now it has been locked in for 2032. So John Coates, the head of the AOC, congratulations and thank you from Australia.
Thrilled on behalf of the Australian Olympic movement. The opportunity that this presents to all of our sports, to the next generation of athletes, to our Indigenous programs.
Now, this is something that, of course, will be everything that Brisbane is about for the next 11 years. You know how much I love Brisbane, and if I could have those blood transfusions to become a Queenslander, I gladly would. Maybe they'll work that process out between now and 2032. But there'll be lots of building that'll take place and lots of events, of course, that won't just be in Brisbane, but will be on the Gold Coast and the sunny coast. So here's a preview of what's going to be where 11 years from now. They're going to knock down and rebuild the Gabba. That'll be the main Olympic stadium. There'll also be some new facilities on the other side of the river, but the expectation is that a lot of things that currently exist now just get a lick of paint and a bit of a zhuzh to be able to host the events in 11 years' time. Now, as it was with Sydney, the train system will get better, the accommodation will get better, lots of things will be built in the lead up to the Games, and yes, the rest of the world will know that Brisbane exists, so it doesn't really matter about what happens after 2032. It's between now and 2032 and all of the investment and all of the goodwill that goes into it. Now, there'll be plenty of stuff-ups and lots of little controversies and too many mates that'll get appointed to key positions. But the end goal is still one that is magnificent. So congratulations to everyone involved. It'll be both decided and run by the Australian and Queensland government, so it's 50-50 there. And as I said, great people like John Coates will be leading the way, and I can't wait to hear what Richo, among others, has to say for Coatesy, who is the very big reason why this has happened tonight. So, about what are you going to see? In Brisbane, the different sports that will be in and around the heart of that beautiful city is going to be athletics, swimming, basketball, track cycling, equestrian, rugby sevens will be at Suncorp Stadium, gymnastics, hockey will be at the old Ballymore Stadium. Shooting, table tennis, fencing, boxing, rowing, tennis will all be what you can see in Brisbane in 11 years' time. If you want to go to the Gold Coast, how good is that going to be? They're going to have medal events such as beach volleyball, football at their stadium. Golf will be played at Royal Pines. Triathlon, the marathon. There'll be some marathon swimming events will happen there as well as weightlifting, and volleyball will also be on the Gold Coast. Now, up the road on the sunny coast, they will host football, so soccer, basketball, road cycling, race walking, kiteboarding, and mountain biking. So just one more time, because there's been so much bad news. How good is Brisbane? How good is it that they'll have the Olympics 11 years from now? Enjoy the party, because it's going to be one heck of a fun time between now and then. You thought World Expo 88 was a big